Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well and you are safe from the COVID-19. In this segment, we'll be looking at the most common countries where Swazi citizens normally study their medicine. In the Kingdom of Eswatini, we don't have a medical school. However, we have a lot of aspiring doctors. We know that it's not only medicine that is not available in the country. There are also other courses that are not available, and there are a lot of people that are interested in those courses. So we will make a video on those other courses. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on the notification so you don't miss out on anything that we are going to share here. Okay, in today's video we are strictly focusing on the medical career. Medicine can be studied anywhere in the world, and it will depend if you can afford the fees, if you have the grades that are required in that country, if foreigners are allowed in that country, and if you can be able to study medicine in that language that that country is offering the medicine in. So we are going to look at the most common countries whereby Swazi citizens study their medicine. There are about 10 countries which are common among the Swazi citizens. And first, let's start with the SADC countries. With the SADC countries, the government of Eswatini totally sponsors you if you want to study medicine, and you can be sponsored totally with allowances and your fees paid for by the government of Eswatini, unless you owe the government of Eswatini. Like for example, you studied your BSc in the Kingdom of Eswatini in one of the universities, and the government was totally sponsoring for your fees, and now you want to go and study medicine somewhere else. Unfortunately, the government will not sponsor you because you are owing. So that's the only problem that you can face. But otherwise, if you want to study in SADC, the government sponsors you completely. So the first country we are going to look at is the Republic of South Africa. In the Republic of South Africa, there are a lot of universities you can choose from, and if you have money, it's advisable that you apply in all of them. So if you don't get through in one, you can be able to be accepted in another. So one thing that we have to know about the medical schools in the Republic of South Africa is that you cannot go to study in there with your SGCSE results. Like if you finish your Form 5, you cannot, even if you have like A stars, everything, your grades are good, with SGCSE you are not going to be able to study them. So if you want to study medicine, please make sure that as you go through with your years in high school, you can either go to study matric, or you just tell yourself that after your Form 5 you're going to enroll in A levels or AS, or if you are studying in schools like Waterford, you can do with your IB. So those curriculums are the ones that are accepted there. So you can be able to apply there with your, if you've passed well in your sciences. And most of the universities, maybe some have different criteria, they can be able to evaluate your grade and you can be accepted. That is why it's really important for you to apply in all the universities if you are going to afford the application fees, because maybe what this university wants, it can be slightly different from what the other university wants in terms of your grades. So, but mostly your sciences, your biology, your physical science, they have to be okay. And another thing that we have to know is that before you can apply in South African universities for medicine, you have to write these exams which are called NPTs. These NPTs, you can search about them online. You can search the venue where you can write and which subjects you are going to be asked on. Then you can be able to apply to any medical school that you want to study there. So in other universities, like for example the University of Pretoria, you can do 1 year of BSc in the University of Swaziland. Then after that you can be able to apply there, and you may be lucky and be accepted to enroll your medical field for your first year without completing the 4 years. In the past, we used to know that if you want to go and study medicine, you have to do 4 years of BSc, then you can be able to enroll there. No, it's not like that now. So with this route, if you want to do your first year in BSc in the University of Swaziland, make sure that you don't take the scholarship for the government to pay for you, because now if you want to go and apply and you're accepted in the University of South Africa, like in the University of Pretoria, there you'll need to pay 6 years for yourself, because now you'll be owing government that 1 year. So you can arrange and try to clear this 1 year so the government can be able to pay for you for the other years. So, and another thing that we have to know about medical field in the Republic of South Africa is that the way they study it is that the first 2 years is theory, you'll be in class just doing your books. Then there's next 2 years you'll be in hospitals, then after lunch you come back to class. Then the last 2 years now you'll be just in the hospitals throughout. However, there are also other sponsorships that you can try to get somewhere else if you don't get a sponsorship from the Swazi government. Maybe from different companies, they can try to help you out and sponsor you. So if you're accepted, keep on searching for the scholarships online in companies. You may be assisted. So the next country now we are going to be talking about is Zambia. Zambia has also been increasingly popular among the Swazis, and since it's in the SADC region, the government sponsors you completely. And with studying in Zambia now, you can go with your SGCSE, your Form 5, or your IGCSE, your A-levels, your matric, or anything. So you go and you apply. There are two most popular universities that the Swazis go to. There is one called Apex University. It's a private university, and if you are self-sponsored, the fees may be a bit higher there. And then there is University of Zambia. They have the School of Medicine there. The fees they are a little bit less if you are self-sponsored, but with the government they sponsor, like even whether you're in the Apex or you're in the University of Zambia. So with that you are like completely safe that the government pays for your allowances, your school fees, because you're in the SADC region. So with this you have to go online and search when the applications open. Their school year normally start from July, August till the next year. They don't start from January to December. So if you got your results around March or February, you can still stand a chance to go and apply to this university. So your results will be evaluated, whether it's SGCSE or what, they can be evaluated, and they can give you an option that you can do pre-med first. Then after doing the pre-med, then you can enroll to your first year of the medical school, and in that way you can proceed. And the nicest thing is that the government also sponsors the pre-med. If you're going to do the pre-med in Zambia, the Swazi government will sponsor you, so you don't have to worry about that. The other SADC country that is becoming popular is Namibia. With Namibia now is also, you can go with your SGCSE, A-levels, IB or anything, matric. They will evaluate your sciences if they are good, and you can be able to enroll in their school. And the thing that we have to know about Namibia is that their own academic year starts from January to December. So if you received your Form 5 results around March, then you have to wait for the next year if you want to go and study in Namibia. Also the applications close very early, so you have to be quicker and apply faster. But if you are accepted, the government is completely going to sponsor you, and you don't have to worry about anything. So it's very important for you to list all the countries you wish to study in, and you can apply at that time when the applications are still needed. And the next country that Swazis go also and try their luck is Botswana. Botswana also has a medical school now, and with Botswana, most commonly you have to have your A-levels or your AS levels. With this, they are going to evaluate you as well, and mostly you do the pre-med course. And with this pre-med, After you've passed it, again they're going to evaluate and check if you're going to be able to enroll in the first year of their medical school. So with Botswana it's a bit tricky, but you really have to try your luck, and you may be lucky to enroll in their medical school. And with them now, their academic year also starts around those August, September. So if you received your results like in February or end of January, you can still stand a chance to go and study there because the application is still open. So with Botswana as well, if you manage to go and study there, the government is going to pay for your fees completely and your allowances, so you don't have to stress. And those are the most common countries which Swazis go to. In the past, people used to go and study in Zimbabwe, but nowadays, because I think of the economic status and everything, there are less Swazis that go to study there. But their universities are very good. If you want to go and enroll there, you can go and study there. And since it's in the SADC region, the government is going to sponsor you. And then we look at Tanzania. Tanzania is mostly common with specialization or postgraduate among the Swazis, but you can try your luck for the undergraduate. The government will sponsor you. Not that because there are less Swazis that have tried to do their undergraduate there and you are not also going to try. Go and try your luck, you may be lucky. The government will sponsor you as well if you go there. But with Tanzania, it's most popular with postgraduate and specialization among the Swazis. Then there's another country which is gaining popularity now, Uganda. Uganda is out of SADC, but since it's in Africa now, the government will still sponsor you as well. So you can go online, search the universities in Uganda, submit your results. They are going to evaluate you and accept you in their universities. And then the other most important thing with these sponsorships, you have to go to the Ministry of Labor, because they are going to tell you that, okay, don't pick this university in this country because we don't sponsor it maybe. We only sponsor this university and this university in this country. So that is going to also help you to be able to apply in the universities that the government is going to sponsor you. But if you are financially stable, it's okay, you can pick the university of your choice and study there. And also, please make sure that the university you are going to choose is authentic and is going to be recognized once you complete the medical school. There are also 3 countries which are popular among the Swazis which are abroad, which are Russia, Ukraine, and mainland China. With these countries, to be able to get acceptance there, what is popular among these days, like they use agents. Like even here in town, you can find an agent, you can go there, they are going to be able to assist you with entering in the university. But with these agents now, you find out this agent is working with another agent there to work. So you might have to pay like a higher fee for this agency, because you pay an agent here, you also pay an agent there, which they are going to help you. And with applying online, with these countries, you can apply online, but mostly for them, they use their native languages for most of their things. Some of the things you cannot understand. So it's at the end of the day, when you get there, you are going to work with an agent. So if you know someone you trust who is already in that country, you can ask that person to assist you with the documentation. If the person has time and they're like really willing to help you, they can go to the university and try to do the things on your behalf, or they can hand the things over to an agent they trust, and the agent can help you, and you can only pay the agent fee for that side when you get there. So, but most people are like comfortable if they're working with someone they can see, so that if something goes wrong, they can be able to go to the offices and confront that person. So if you're also comfortable like that, it's also okay for you, there's no problem. And then with these 3 countries as well, for you to be able to study there, you need to have your SGCSE, IGCSE, it's okay, just your high school level. Once you finish your grade 12 or your form 5, those results are important. And also you should have your you should have passed your sciences, including English as well. Because if you are going to study in these countries, they mostly have also, like I studied in Ukraine. In the school they had like Ukrainian medium and also English medium. So if you are willing to study English medium, you have to have good grade on your English, on your results. So you need to have your passes. They are not like really strict. You can have your ABC and maybe D in one of it's okay. But ABC, it's mostly like important because they are going to screen at the end of the day. Maybe at that time you want to apply, they've increased their acceptance gauge or something, and you won't make it. Just aim to have those ABC and in those sciences, including English, so you can stand a better chance to go and study in those countries. And then the other thing we have to know about these countries, you are self-sponsored. The government doesn't sponsor you for these 3 countries. Okay, now we're going to go in details with the 3 countries which are most popular. So with mainland China, they start their academic year around those August, September as well. So you can be able to make it to study them, and you can study in English. It's not forced that you can study in Chinese. There is no year that you have to spend 1 year studying Chinese. No, it's not like that. All your 6 years will be in English. And before you complete your course of the 6 years, you should have passed the Chinese language. So it's important because if you want to communicate with people around, you might need to understand that language. And what they normally do with the mainland China, they study 4 years in China, and then the 2 years they come and do rotations in any African country. Some do it in Zambia, some can come and do it here in Eswatini. Then they go back to write their exams there, and they pass. Then they come back to do their internship in their various countries. So that's how they study, and they get no fees from the government, like no allowance, nothing. And then with Russia now, the government normally gives allowances. With these allowances, they also check your grades of your IGCSE or whatever. They calculate the points, how many you have, if you stand a chance to be sponsored. Some people don't get the allowance as well, and some get it. And this allowance is around 30,000. You can use it for whatever you want. You can top it up on your school fees. You can pay your flight tickets or whatever you want to do with it. But the government doesn't pay for fees. They just give you this allowance and you do whatever you want to do with it. And then they also study 6 years. There are some schools which you can choose to study in Russian language, or you can choose to study in English. But it's not forced for you to study one language, 1 year for the whole language, and then continue the course in the Russian language. Is not forced. You can study in English from first year. And then now coming to Ukraine. Ukraine is where I studied, and you can see more videos that I've done. If you have more questions, you can ask me direct. So in Ukraine we also do 6 years, and in these 6 years we study like mostly the first 3 years is theory, but starting from the second semester of the 3rd year is mostly clinicals as well, because we go to the hospitals, and in the hospitals we can study there as well as see some patients. And some of the classes can be in the universities, some can be in the hospital, so it alternates. And with Ukraine as well, the government doesn't pay for your fees. But when I was on my final year, the government promised that they're going to start giving allowances. And with these allowances, it's the same as Russia. They're just going to give us a certain amount. And as well, they are also going to check your grades if you stand a chance to be able to be sponsored. I mean, to be able to get this allowance. Because if your grades are not really good and your points are not enough, you are not going to get this allowance. So yeah, that's it. With these countries, you study 6 years as well. You can study in English medium, and there is no need to do 1 year of the course of Russian language and then continue with the other years. But with Ukraine and Russia, you are given the opportunity to also do a pre-medical course, which is called like PATVAC, which is popularly called like that. So if your grades are really not good, you can be able to do this pre-medical, then you can be able to enroll in the medical field to start your first year. So that's it with these 3 countries which are abroad. And then 2 other countries that we can talk about. First, let's talk about Cuba. With Cuba, the Cuban government normally gives a scholarship to the people, to the aspiring doctors. Like each and every year, the Cuban government will give maybe 3, maybe 2, maybe 1. But for you to know about this scholarship, you have to go to the Ministry of Labor and ask, is there a Cuban scholarship issued out already? Then you can be able to find out and apply. With this Cuban scholarship, the Cuban government pay for your education and everything, but the Swazi government will also give you an allowance, because apparently that money is not enough. So the Swazi government will give you an allowance, then the Cuban government will give you a studying scholarship and the university you can study in. In Cuba, you study for 7 years and you study in Spanish. The first year is for studying Spanish the entire year. Then you can maybe have some other subjects, and then the next years you will be studying your medicine in Spanish, not in English, with this Cuban scholarship. So that's how it goes. So they also have from 3rd year going up, they have the clinicals, which are almost same like in Russia, Ukraine, and in Russia and Ukraine. That's how it is. So if you are willing to study in Cuba as well, please make sure that once your results are out, like around those January, February, go to the Ministry of Labor, ask about the scholarship. They will tell you that okay, the scholarship is out or not, then you can be able to apply. Just keep in track all the time and make sure you are like maybe among the first people who can get access to this scholarship. And then the next country we are going to look at is Turkey. With Turkey as well, the Turkish government gives scholarship, which is same as Cuba, but with it now you have to find it for yourself online. You don't go to the government offices or anything. You can just go online and search Turkish scholarships for medicine, and those scholarships, they'll be around those January, February, and then they'll close the scholarships. So at the same time, when you're applying for the scholarship, you also apply for the space in the university, so you can be accepted simultaneously. And with the Turkish scholarship, everything is covered for you. You don't have to worry. And this is not open for only Swazi citizens. Any people can take the scholarship. And with the universities in Turkey now, you can study in their language or you can study in English. So it depends on the university. But mostly for these scholarships, you study in English. And they also do 6 years there. They've divided it in almost 3 years, same as in those other countries I've said. They have the pre-clinical years and the clinical years as well. So if you want to study medicine, you can explore all those options. It's doable, don't give up. You can try to check all those scholarships. There are also other countries which people study medicine in, and maybe they might be not popular among Swazis, but you may find there is one Swazi there and there. With this video, I just listed the most common countries where Swazis study their medicine. And then the other last one before we finish is you can go and study medicine via the Waterford program. In the Waterford program, there are the United World Colleges. In this way, you are able to study the IB, and then after studying the IB, then you can be able to proceed and study medicine in anywhere else in the world where you want. It can be in the US or anything. But with this, you have to make sure you write the exam they normally provide at Waterford. After you pass this exam, then you can qualify to study the IB. After the IB now, you can choose the medical school you want to study in. And this is totally sponsored by sponsors by people just all over the world. So with this, it's not only medicine you can study anything you want, but it should be via the United World Colleges. So thank you so much for watching. If you know other countries which I haven't listed and you're familiar with, and you know the processes are quite simple, please comment down below so we can help more people, not only Swazis. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, share, and turn on the notification bell. See you next time.